Have you ever noticed that you sometimes feel bloated, your joints hurt, or you have trouble sleeping at night even after eating healthy foods? What if I told you that a modest amount of the same nuts that doctors commonly term superfoods could be making your digestion worse, boosting your blood pressure, or even making it more likely that you will lose your memory? Isn't that shocking? And here's something even scarier. People over 60 are far more sensitive to how nuts are cooked and eaten. Roasting, salting, or eating them at the incorrect time of day can turn some healthy meals into health risks without you even knowing it. But don't worry, I'll show you how to accomplish it step by step. You should stop eating nuts in these 4 risky ways right away. This video will show you how seniors commonly eat nuts in these 4 ways that are bad for your health beyond age 60. Stay with me, because what you learn today could change how you think about your favorite snacks for the rest of your life. Before we get started, let me just say this. Please subscribe to this channel if you're new here. This channel is just for older people. Provide you with natural remedies, medical advice, and lifestyle suggestions every week to help you digest better, protect your heart, strengthen your bones, improve your memory, and boost your energy. You won't miss any tips that can help you live a healthier, happier, and more independent life after 60 if you sign up. The unseen issue with nuts after 60. What your body is secretly doing, a lot of people say that nuts are good for you, and they are. But your body processes fat, salt, minerals, and plant chemicals differently after age 60 than it did at age 30. It's not your fault. It's just how your body ages. As we get older, our digestive systems slow down, the movement of our stomachs, and intestines can become less coordinated, and the amount of digestive juices they produce fluctuates. That means that foods heavy in fat, like nuts, can sit heavier and longer, which can make some individuals feel gassy, bloated, or overfull from the same handful that used to feel light. Researchers have found that as you get older, your gastrointestinal, motility, enzyme and hormone release, and nutrient absorption all change. These are the exact functions you need to break down nuts easily. There is also a twist in fat digestion that most people don't know about. As you get older, the combination of bile acids, the soap your liver generates to break down fat, and how your body recycles them alter. If your body doesn't handle bile well, or if you've had problems with your gallbladder, fatty foods may make you feel sick, give you diarrhea, or cramp. In other words, it may be difficult to handle a bowl of buttery macadamia nuts or a big bowl of mixed nuts in your 60s than in your 30s. Quick question, do you now feel bad after eating rich, fatty foods while you didn't before? Your kidneys also play a big quiet role here. As we become older, our kidneys naturally filter less. Research indicates a typical annual decline in filtration rate among otherwise healthy adults. That doesn't signify sickness, but it does mean that the kidneys don't like too much salt, oxalate, or minerals. It also explains why blood pressure goes up and down and why people often have swollen ankles and have to go to the toilet at night. After age 65, chronic kidney disease is most likely to happen. Therefore, protecting your kidneys should be a daily habit, not just a New Year's resolution. Now link that to nuts. Salted nuts. The American heart. Association states that many adults should aim for 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day, and not more than 2,300 milligrams. A few harmless salted handfuls can get you close to that daily limit, which can raise blood pressure and cause fluid retention. This is why some individuals notice that their rings or socks are tighter after munching. Cutting back on salt also helps with nocturia, which is when you have to go to the toilet 1, 2, 3 times at night. Several studies have found that eating less salt will help you sleep better and have more energy during the day. If you eat salted nuts before bed, that could be part of the reason you can't sleep. Does your sleep get better within a week if you switch from salted nuts at night to unsalted nuts earlier in the day? Nuts, with a lot of oxalate. Almonds and cashews are healthy, but they have a lot of oxalate, which is a plant compound that can bind calcium in urine and cause calcium oxalate kidney stones in some people. The Harvard Oxalate Database has these numbers. Kidney stone advice generally says to eat calcium-rich foods with meals such yogurt or a little milk to bind oxalate in the gut so that less of it gets to the kidneys. Staying hydrated is also important. If you've had stones, or your doctor has told you to watch your portions and eat nuts with foods that are high in calcium during meals, not as a huge, lonely snack, it's a good idea. Question: do you have kidney stones? Do they run in your family? Roasted versus raw. Roasting nuts makes them pleasant and crispy, but high heat can harm sensitive oils and, in some situations, generate acrylamide, particularly in roasted almonds. According to several studies, roasting nuts at home in a light low-temperature oven is safer than roasting them in a dark industrial oven. However, for people with sensitive stomachs or hearts, raw or lightly roasted, unsalted nuts are usually better. This next supermarket swap, choosing raw or gently roasted over dark roasted, might quietly boost your blood pressure and sleep. Anti-nutrients and soaking. Nuts have phytates, phytic acid, which are natural substances that can make it harder for your body to absorb minerals, including iron, zinc, magnesium, and calcium. Some people say that traditional methods like soaking almonds overnight can decrease phytate and make nuts feel softer. That being said, science is complicated. Some lab studies show that soaking may also wash away some minerals and doesn't necessarily make bioavailability ratios better in a measurable sense. If soaking nuts makes them easier to digest, which many older people say it does, then it's a good idea. Just don't use soaking as a way to fix anything. Drugs and minerals. A lot of older people take ACE inhibitors or ARBs to lower their blood pressure. These can make potassium levels go up, and nuts and dried fruits are good sources of potassium in the diet. If your kidneys aren't working as well as they should, eating a lot of high potassium meals can make you hyperkalemic high potassium, which can hurt your heart. You don't have to be afraid of potassium, but if you've been told to avoid it, you should get personal side advice from your doctor and stay away from large amounts of it. So when Mr. Robert from Texas traded his evening salted cashew bowl for a small, unsalted mix earlier in the day and drank water with supper, his ankles stopped swelling, his home blood pressure readings got better, and he slept better because he didn't have to get up to pee twice a night. That's how physiology works. Less salt and an earlier time mean less fluid retention, fewer trips to the toilet at night, and fewer blood pressure increases in the evening. The bottom truth is that after age 60, the nut rules change because your digestion slows down, your kidneys filter less aggressively, and medication interactions become more important. That doesn't mean nuts are bad. It just means that how you choose, prepare, serve, and schedule them is important. Think about it. If you could only alter one thing this week, it's like unsalted instead of salted, or daytime instead of nighttime, which one would you do first? Don't ever eat nuts like this. The 4 dangerous mistakes. Mistake number 1, eating salted and roasted nuts. That's salty. Crunchy taste is something that most people appreciate, and it seems harmless, right? But this is what truly occurs when you roast nuts at high temperatures. Why healthy oils get hurt? Nuts are full of fragile unsaturated fats, such as omega-3 south and monosaturated fats, that generally protect your heart. When these oils are heated to high temperatures, though, they can oxidize and make hazardous substances like aldehydes and lipid peroxides. Over time, these can cause oxidative stress in your cells, which is something that older people are already more likely to get. It's like rust developing on metal. Damaged oils make your body rust faster. Nutrients can go down. Roasting can diminish the levels of several vitamins, including vitamin E, which is a natural antioxidant that protects your skin, brain, and immune system. Seniors often need more antioxidants, not fewer, so eating roasted nuts can keep you from getting the benefits you thought you were getting. Too much salt. Now add salt. The American Heart Association says that seniors should aim for a daily salt intake of 1,500 milligrams for the best blood pressure. The highest limit is 2,300 milligrams. A single 1-ounce handful of salted mixed nuts can have 200 to 250 milligrams of sodium. And who stops at one handful? If you eat 2 or 3 handfuls while watching TV, you've already eaten a third of your daily limit. Without even realizing it, that extra salt makes your heart and kidneys work harder by pulling water into your blood. This raises your blood pressure. This is why a lot of older people notice that their ankles swell, their shoes get tighter, or they have to go to the toilet at night after eating salty snacks. Risk of acrylamide. Some nuts, notably almonds, can make acrylamide, a chemical that forms when meals heavy in carbohydrates are roasted at high temperatures. Researchers have looked into acrylamide's possible cancer risk, and while little amounts aren't always harmful, eating a lot of strongly roasted nuts every day may not be the best idea, especially if your body is already dealing with oxidative stress. A little story: Mrs. Helen from Florida, one of my subscribers, told me she loves buying those big Costco tubs of roasted and salted cashews. She would eat them while playing cards with friends. But when her doctor told her that her blood pressure was going up and her ankles were getting bigger, she made one easy change. She switched to a small handful of raw, unsalted walnuts with apple slices. Within a few weeks, her blood pressure got better, and she realized that her wedding band fit better again. A useful piece of advice for you: if you like the taste of roasted nuts, try dry roasting them at home at lower temperatures below 300 degrees Fahrenheit without oil and salt, or even better, eat nuts that are uncooked or soaked. They keep their nutrients and are easier to digest. Question for you: do you normally buy salted roasted nuts from the shop, or do you like them raw?
Please.
Leave your answer in the comments. I'd love to know how many of you will think about making the transition after reading this. For dangerous mistakes you should never make when eating nuts. Mistake number 2. Eating nuts while you're hungry. A lot of us think nuts are good for you, so why not eat them first thing in the morning? It sounds like a good idea, but this habit can be bad for people over 60. I'll tell you why. Heavy on the stomach. Nuts have a lot of lipids and proteins in them, which means they take longer to digest. When your stomach is empty and your digestive juices and enzymes are just starting to wake up, this heavy load can make you feel bloated, slow down digestion, or induce acid reflux. Seniors generally have less stomach acid, which is a condition known as hypochloridria. This makes it much tougher to break down dense foods like nuts quickly. That's why some people feel like they have a rock in their stomach after eating nuts by themselves in the morning. Blood sugar roller coaster. You might imagine that nuts stabilize blood sugar, and they can, but only when consumed with other foods. But nuts don't provide you immediate energy on an empty stomach, because they don't have a lot of natural sugars and take a long time to digest. You might feel tired, low energy, or even dizzy until your next meal. Nuts and fruit such as an apple or banana go well together since the fruit offers you quick energy while the nuts keep you satisfied longer. Bile and digestion. Don't forget that fats need bile to break down. Older folks may have slow bile flow after a long night of not eating. Eating a lot of fat right soon, like nuts, can make you feel sick, have loose stools, or have stomach pain, especially if you've had gallbladder problems before. Connection to heartburn. Older people with acid reflux or GERD commonly notice that nuts, especially peanuts, cashews, or macadamias, make their symptoms worse when eaten alone. Fatty foods relax the lower esophageal sphincter, which is the valve between the stomach and esophagus. Makes it simpler for acid to rise. Mini story. Mr. James, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Canada, informed me that his first food of the day used to be oatmeal, but now it's a handful of peanuts. He felt burning in his chest and bloating that persisted for hours. Within a few days, the difficulty went away when his doctor suggested that he eat a smaller dish of walnuts with heated muesli instead. He stated his mornings felt lighter and more vibrant. A useful tip for you: if you like nuts in the morning, make sure to match them well. With soaked almonds and warm muesli, sprinkle walnuts on yogurt or have a few pistachios with a piece of fruit. This manner, your body obtains the good fats without making your digestion work too hard. Have you ever felt bloated, tired, or uncomfortable after eating nuts on an empty stomach? Or do they fit nicely with you? Please tell me in the comments how your body reacts. Stay with me, because mistake number 3 is something that most seniors do. And it could be why you have a tougher time keeping your blood sugar or weight under control than you think. For dangerous mistakes you should never make when eating nuts. Mistake number 3, eating too many. Nuts healthy, but too much. A lot of people say it's healthy, so more must be better. But with nuts, this way of thinking might get you in trouble, especially beyond age 60. Calorie density trap. Nuts are little, yet they have a lot of calories. 1 ounce, approximately 23 almonds, is roughly 160 to 200 calories. Macadamia nuts and cashews can have much more. It's simple to keep munching mindlessly while watching TV or talking to relatives because they're crunchy, salty, and irresistible. You may have consumed 600 to 800 calories before you even realize it. That's over half of what many seniors need in a whole day. If you don't burn off that extra energy, it will convert into weight gain. And excess weight puts more stress on the knees, hips, and spine, which many older people are already trying to preserve from arthritis or ailments they already have. Diabetes and blood sugar. This is what most people don't know. Have a lot of carbs, yet eating too much of them can still alter blood sugar and insulin, although not directly. Instead, it adds calories and fat storage. Research indicates that surplus adipose tissue, particularly in the abdominal region, enhances insulin resistance. Seniors who have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes may not know that consuming too many nuts can slowly make their blood sugar control worse over time. Too much fiber and fat in nuts can make it hard to digest, but too much of them can make you constipated, give you diarrhea, or make you feel bloated, especially if you don't drink enough water with them. This effect is considerably stronger because older people don't drink enough water, snack packs with hidden salt and sugar, many packaged nut mixes add chocolate, honey coating, or more salt. That means your kidneys and heart will have to work even harder to deal with more calories, sugar, and sodium. So, a healthy snack can quickly become as bad for you as a candy bar. Mrs. Linda, who is 72 years old and lives in California, told me that she loved taking handfuls of mixed nuts throughout the day, especially while she was reading. It didn't seem dangerous, but after 6 months, her waistline got bigger, her knees hurt more, and her doctor saw that her blood sugar was getting higher. After she only ate 5 soaked almonds and 1 walnut in the morning, the bloating went down, and she even shed 5 pounds without changing anything else. A useful tip for you: instead of eating nuts directly from the bag, measure them out. Use a small ramekin or a closed fist to measure out your food approximately 1 ounce. Drink water with your nuts. Its fiber and fat need water to go through your body easily. Treat nuts like medicine, not snacks. A tiny amount every day is good for your health, but too much can hurt it without you knowing it.
Do you generally?
Measure your nuts, or do you just grab a huge handful? After hearing this, will you try to break them up into smaller pieces? I'd love to learn about your habits. Please leave a comment below. Stay tuned for mistake number 4, which might surprise you. You might forget to do 1 step overnight, but that can keep your body from getting the minerals it needs for strong bones and a clear memory. Mistake number 4, not soaking nuts before eating them. A lot of people are surprised by this. You could ask yourself, why would I soak something as easy as almonds or walnuts? Aren't they good right out of the bag? The truth is that soaking nuts can make a big effect, especially beyond age 60. Phytates and mineral absorption. Nuts naturally have phytic acid phytates, plant chemical that preserves the nut, but can also bind to vital minerals like calcium, magnesium, zinc, and iron. For older people, these minerals are very important. Calcium for strong bones, magnesium for muscle and nerve function, and iron to keep them from getting tired. Some of these minerals may not be used by your body if you eat nuts that are dry and not soaked. Soaking helps break down phytates, which means your body can get more nutrients from fewer nuts. Easier on digestion. Older people often have slower digestion and less stomach acid, which makes it harder to break down nuts. Soaking almonds or walnuts overnight makes their natural enzymes work, softens their fiber, and makes them simpler to chew and digest. A lot of people who feel heavy or bloated after eating raw nuts say they feel significantly lighter after eating soaked nuts, good for the brain and memory. Walnuts and almonds are sometimes termed brain foods because they are high in omega-3 fats, vitamin E, and antioxidants. But here's the catch. If your body isn't digesting and absorbing these nutrients efficiently, you won't gain the memory-protecting advantages. Soaking makes it more likely that you can use what you eat to keep your memory and mental sharpness. Cultural wisdom confirmed. In India and the Middle East, youngsters are given soaked almonds to help them think better, while elders are given them to help their bones stay strong. Modern nutrition backs this up. Soaked almonds are easier, for your body to absorb nutrients and don't upset your stomach as much as dried ones do. It's something that people have always done, and science is finally catching up. A short story. Mr. Ahmed, who is 70 years old and lives in London, wrote to me that he used to enjoy almonds, but had to stop eating them since they made his stomach feel full. His granddaughter told him to soak them overnight and then peel them in the morning. Tried it by soaking nuts every day, and after a few weeks he commented, "I can finally enjoy almonds again without that heavy feeling. I have more energy in the mornings." A useful tip for you: how to soak. Put 5 to 7 almonds, or to 3 walnuts in a small cup of water and let them sit overnight. If you can, peel the almonds in the morning. The skin has tannins that can sometimes upset digestion. For best results, eat them first with a light breakfast, like muesli or fruit. Don't soak cashews or peanuts. They can go bad quickly in water. Stick with almonds and walnuts for soaking. Do you like your nuts dry or do you soak them before eating? Will you try soaking for a week after hearing this to see if it makes a difference? Please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Now that you know the 4 worst ways to eat nuts, let's talk about the 4 nuts that can truly be bad for older people if they eat too much of them. One of them is very frequent in snack bowls, but it can discreetly raise inflammation and even stress on the liver. Stay with me. This next portion could transform how you feel about your favorite healthy nut. Stay with me. Now we will talk about the 4 nuts that can really hurt older people. 4 nuts that seniors should stay away from or eat less of. 1. Peanuts. The cheap nut that could be dangerous. Peanuts seem safe because they are in so many things, like peanut butter, trail mix, and at ball games. But here's the truth that isn't obvious. Not actually a nut. Peanuts are legumes, not tree nuts in the strictest sense, and that implies they have a diverse mix of fats, especially omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 is important, but too much of it, compared to omega-2,3 from fish or walnuts, might cause inflammation. If seniors eat peanuts every day, they may discover that their mornings are stiffer or their fingers are swollen. Mold contamination. Peanuts are likely to get a aflatoxin contamination, which is a poison made by some molds that grow well in warm places. There are even traces of it in peanut products in affluent countries. Aflatoxins can hurt the liver over time, which is a risk elders don't need. Salt and sugar trap. Store-bought peanut butter often has additional sugar, hydrogenated oils, and salt. This makes a healthy idea into a processed product that is bad for the heart and blood sugar. Mr. Clark, who is 66 and lived in Ohio, ate peanut butter toast every morning. But after years of joint pain and almost liver problems, his doctor told him to switch to almond butter. His liver values got better and his joints stopped swelling after a few months. If you really want to eat peanuts, do it only once in a while and choose unsalted organic peanuts. Also, eat omega-3 meals like salmon or walnuts with them. You still eat peanut butter a lot, or have you shifted to almond or walnut spreads? 2. Cashews can cause kidney stones. Cashews are creamy and tasty, and they frequently feel lighter than other nuts. But older people need to be careful. Too much oxalate. Cashews have a lot of oxalates, which can bond with calcium and create kidney stones. This risk gets worse after age 60, when renal function starts to drop down. Hidden calories. It's easy to eat too many cashews because they are high in calories. A few handfuls can contribute more than 400 calories without you even knowing it, which can cause weight gain and insulin resistance. Salted danger. Most store-bought cashews are roasted and salted, which makes them twice as likely to cause high blood pressure and renal strain. Mrs. Grace, 71, from Sydney, said that every night she ate salted cashews with her tea. Her doctor told her to get rid of them after she had her second painful kidney stone. She now likes wet almonds better and she hasn't had another stone in years. Tip: if you adore cashews, only have 2 to 3 pieces every once in a while. If you've had kidney stones, don't eat them at all. Have you ever had kidney stones? If so, you'll see why moderation is so important with cashews. Macadamia nuts. Too much fat for weak stomachs. Macadamias are smooth and buttery, yet they can be hard on the stomach. Too much fat. Macadamias are roughly 80% fat. These are largely monounsaturated fats, which are good for your heart in little amounts. But older people who have trouble with their gallbladder, bile flow, or pancreas may have trouble digesting them. What happened? Diarrhea, nausea, or bloating? Calorie bomb. 10 to 12 macadamias have about 200 calories. Whoa, so it's easy to eat too many and hard to burn them off. For seniors who aren't very active, this might slowly gain weight, which puts stress on the knees and hips. Slow metabolism. After age 60, your metabolism slows down when you rest. Foods that are very high in fat can stay in your body and make you feel heavy and sluggish instead of energized. Mr. Bernard, 73 from Melbourne, loved to buy macadamia brittle on trips. Every time, he felt cramping in his stomach, felt better after eating a few raw walnuts instead, and his stomach didn't hurt. If you like macadamias, think of them as a special treat instead of something you eat every day. It's just 2 to 3 pieces at a time, and it's best to have them with a meal instead of alone. Question: do you have trouble digesting fatty meals like macadamias, or do they sit heavy in your stomach? For Brazil nuts. Too much selenium, the Brazil nuts are the most. Surprise on this list, they include a lot of nutrients, but they are also quite concentrated, which is harmful. Selenium, superdose. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts have more selenium than you need in a day. Selenium is a trace mineral that helps the thyroid, the immune system, and the body's antioxidant defenses. But getting too much selenium, chronic, selenium poisoning can make your hair fall out, your nails brittle, make you feel sick, harm your nerves, and even mess up your heart rhythm. Seniors are more at risk since their kidneys and liver don't filter up extra minerals as quickly. Content that isn't always the same. The amount of selenium in Brazil nuts might be very different depending on the soil they grew in. That means one nut could offer you 50 mcg, while another could give you 200 mcg. It's easy to go too far when things are so unpredictable. Don't eat them every day. Eating Brazil nuts every day because you think they're super healthy can actually be bad for you over time. A short story, Mrs. Joan, 69, from Canada, informed me she ate for Brazil nuts every day to support her thyroid. After a few months, her hair and nails were thin and brittle. Her doctor said it was because she had too much selenium. The problem went away when she dropped back to only 1 nut twice a week. Tip: don't eat more than 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a week. Not every day. Don't eat them as a snack. Think of them as a supplement. Question: did you realize that 2 Brazil nuts could be too many? Have you been eating them every day? Now that we've talked about the 4 nuts you should limit or avoid, let's talk about the safe and sensible ways seniors can still eat nuts every day. When picked and prepared appropriately, nuts can still preserve your heart, memory, and bones without the hidden hazards. A safer way for seniors to eat nuts now that we know how nuts can be bad for you if you eat them the incorrect way. Here's the good news. You don't have to stop eating them altogether. If you prepare them well, consume the right kinds, and watch how much you eat, nuts can still be good for you. 1. The best nuts for older people: soaked almonds are great for memory, complexion, and bone strength. Has a lot of vitamin E, calcium, and magnesium. Soaking them overnight is best, since it takes the tannins out of the skin and makes them easier to digest. Walnuts. These nuts are known as brain nuts because their omega-3 fats help lower inflammation and keep the heart and brain working well. You only need 1 or 2 walnuts a day. It's unsalted pistachios. They are high in protein and fiber, which helps maintain blood sugar levels stable. They also have lutein and zeaxanthin, which help keep your eyes healthy as you get older. Hazelnuts. They provide folate and vitamin B6, which are good for the nervous system and help keep your mood stable. Tiny amount a couple times a week is best. Think about it. If you could only choose one of these nuts: almonds, walnuts, pistachios, or hazelnuts, one do you like most and why? 2. How to get nuts ready safely: soak and peel. Soaking almonds or walnuts overnight not only lowers the amount of phytic acid, but it also makes them softer and easier to chew, which is good for older people who have trouble with their teeth. Don't buy roasted nuts from the supermarket. Instead, roast them lightly at home below 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 150 degrees Celsius to add flavor without losing nutrients. Don't add salt or sugar. Just eat raw or plain nuts. If you want some flavor, add cinnamon or dried fruit like figs or dates, but only a little bit to keep your blood sugar from going up. Eat nuts with other foods. Nuts are easier to digest when you eat them with fruit, muesli, or yogurt. They can feel heavy on their own, but when you eat them with other foods, they help with digestion. 3. When to eat nuts. Timing matters. 5 soaked almonds and 1 walnut in the morning will help your memory and give you energy. A small handful of pistachios and a piece of fruit for a mid-morning snack will keep your blood sugar constant and make you less tired in the afternoon. Be careful in the evening. Don't eat a lot of nuts before bed. Their fat makes digestion slower and reflux worse, which makes it harder to sleep. Instead, drink herbal tea or warm milk before bed. Short story, Mr. Ravi, 70, from Toronto, always ate a huge handful of mixed nuts while watching TV before bed. He said he had acid reflux and trouble sleeping. After he started eating nuts at breakfast instead of at night, his reflux disappeared and he slept better. 4. The medicine rule. Portion control. Don't think of nuts as snacks. Think of them as medication. More of something healthy doesn't always mean it's better. A daily guide for older people. 5 to 7 almonds that have been soaked, 1 to 2 walnuts. 5 to 6 unsalted pistachios or hazelnuts. That's it. No bowls. No handfuls. And no snacking while watching TV. A quick tip. Measure out your nuts in the morning with a little ramekin or snack box. You're done for the day when it's empty. 5. Things to learn from other cultures. India. Soaked almonds are given to kids and old people to help their brains and bones get stronger. Mediterranean diet. Nuts like walnuts and pistachios are eaten with fruits and salads, but never in big handfuls. This is one reason why older people in the Mediterranean have good heart health. Japan. People eat nuts only sometimes, and they often drink green tea with them. Tea's antioxidants balance out the fats in nuts, which makes it easier for your body to absorb them. Isn't it interesting how what people used to believe matches what science now knows? 6. Good pairings for seniors. Almonds and muesli. Good for digestion and gives you consistent energy. Apples and walnuts are good for your brain and heart. Yogurt and pistachios, good for gut health and keeping blood sugar levels stable. A quick review of the golden rule. 1. Soak while you can. 2. Keep it to modest doses every day. 3. Stay away from variants that are salted, roasted, or candied. 4. For better digestion, eat nuts alongside healthful foods. 5. Respect the time. Morning and noon, not late at night. Will you change when you eat nuts after hearing these tips? For example, will you eat them in the morning instead of at night? Or will you soak them instead of roasting them? Please write your answer below. Your decision could give someone else an idea. Next, let's find out the cultural wisdom, myths, and truths regarding nuts. Because what your neighbor, family, or even doctor told you could not always be the whole picture. Stay with me. The following portion could surprise you. Cultural wisdom. About nuts. Myths versus facts. How the world uses nuts safely. Cultural wisdom. Nuts are great since they've been a part of human diets for hundreds of years. And each culture has its unique way of eating them. When you look closely, you may see that many of these customs are still true today. India. For generations, Indian households have soaked almonds overnight. It's offered them to kids before school and to older people to help with memory and bone strength. Soaked almonds are easier to digest and help the body absorb minerals, including calcium and magnesium, which keep bones healthy as they age. Ayurveda, India's traditional medicinal system, has long advocated soaked almonds for sharpening the mind. Mediterranean countries. Nuts are a part of the Mediterranean diet, which is known for being good for heart health and long life. But here's the key. People only consume modest amounts of nuts. You could locate some walnuts on a salad or pistachios with fresh fruit. You don't see people eating bowls of salted mixed nuts while watching TV very often. You can all learn from that wise advice. Middle East. During Ramadan or other celebrations, people eat dates filled with almonds or walnuts as a snack. This mix keeps blood sugar stable by balancing natural sugar, which gives you fast energy with healthy fat and protein from almonds. This balance can help older people who have trouble with low energy after eating sweets. In Japan, people don't eat nuts very often, and when they do, they usually drink green tea with them. The tea has a lot of catechins, which are antioxidants that help lower oxidative stress from lipids. This combination helps the body digest food better and protects it from damage caused by free radicals, which is especially important for older people. Isn't it remarkable how cultures who were separated by seas came up with the same rules for limited servings, soaking and combining nuts with other foods? Sometimes the best health advice for today is found in traditional ways of doing things. Facts and myths about nuts now. Let's get rid of some common myths that a lot of people, even doctors, say without looking into them more. Myth 1. All nuts are equally good for you. Fact, varied nuts have varied amounts of nutrients. Walnuts are high in omega-3 south, almonds are high in vitamin E and calcium, pistachios aid with blood sugar, and cashews have a lot of oxalates that can cause kidney stones. Picking the correct kind of nut is just as important for seniors as eating them at all. What kind of nut do you eat the most? Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, or cashews? Myth number 2. Roasting nuts makes them healthier because heat activates nutrients. Fact, roasting can really hurt fragile vitamins like vitamin E and unsaturated fats, which can make dangerous oxidation products. Light roasting at low temperatures is fine, but nuts that are heavily roasted and salted will cancel out a lot of the health benefits you're looking for. If your nuts are darker and crunchier, they probably don't have as many nutrition. Did you know that? Myth number 3. Nuts don't make you gain weight since they are healthy fats. Nuts have a lot of calories. One handful could have as many calories as a small meal. Older people who don't move about as much and have slower metabolisms are more likely to acquire weight if they consume nuts without thinking about it. And don't forget that being overweight puts more stress on your joints, raises your risk of diabetes, and can make sleep apnea worse. A 74-year-old woman from New York named Mrs. Dorothy claimed she was astonished when her nutritionist told her that her nightly healthy snack of 3 handfuls of mixed nuts had the same number of calories as a slice of cheesecake. A myth. 4. Nut butters are usually good for you. The truth. A lot of nut butters, notably peanut butter, include extra sugar, oils, and salt in them. For older people, this means more sodium for the heart, hidden sugar that makes blood sugar levels go up, and trans fats that make inflammation worse. The best choice for your health? Nut butter that is 100% natural and has no extra components. Do you buy peanut butter from the store? Or do you look for almond or walnut butter instead? Myth number 5. Eating more nuts is better for your health. Nuts are like drugs. A small amount every day is good for you, but too much can be bad for you, creating kidney stones, digestive problems, or nutrient imbalances like too much selenium from Brazil nuts. The secret is to eat nuts in moderation, like a few every day instead than a whole bowl. Why is this important for seniors? The body is less forgiving beyond age 60. Calcium is good for bones, but too much oxalates can take it away. Healthy fats are good for the heart, but too much salt or damaged oils can be bad for it. The brain loves omega-3 south, but only if they are absorbed well. Seniors can preserve the benefits of nuts without the hidden dangers by learning from traditional wisdom and telling the truth from the myths. Were you surprised by any of these myths? Be honest. Did you believe at least one of them before today? Put your answer in the comments. It might make other people think about their behaviors too. Now that we've talked about tradition and cleaned up the myths, let's bring everything together into a daily routine, a step-by-step nut plan made particularly for seniors. This way, you won't have to guess what to eat, when to eat it, or how much to consume. A useful daily routine for older people so far. We've learned about the beliefs that lead us astray and the risks of eating nuts the wrong way. Now let's integrate all of this into a daily regimen that is easy to follow and made just for seniors. This is your nut prescription for better digestion, stronger bones, a better memory, and steady energy. Morning. Get your day off to a good start. What to eat? 5 peeled and soaked almonds. 1/2 of a walnut. Soak it overnight if you can. A cup of warm water or herbal tea. Why this works? Your body requires mild, easy-to-digest food. After you've fasted all night, Almonds that have been soaked are softer, which is better for older teeth and digestion. They give your bones and skin calcium and vitamin E to keep them healthy. Walnuts have omega-3 fatty acids that can help with memory and lower inflammation first thing in the morning. A little story. Mrs. Patel, who is 68 and lives in New Jersey, informed me she traded her daily biscuit for soaking almonds and walnuts. She saw that her skin looked better, she had more energy, and her morning joint stiffness went away after a month. Question for reflection. Would you be willing to try soaking just 5 almonds tonight and then doing this easy practice every day starting tomorrow? Mid-morning, energy that lasts without a crash, what to eat. 5 to 6 pistachios without salt, 1 apple or pear. What makes this work? Blood sugar naturally goes down by mid-morning. Pistachios are a good source of protein and fiber, which slows down the absorption of sugar. When you eat them with fruit, the sugar in the fruit provides you a little boost of energy, and the fat and protein in the pistachios balance it out. This keeps your energy up till lunch without making you sleepy. Science note: pistachios are high in lutein and zeaxanthin, to antioxidants that protect the eyes from age-related macular degeneration, which is typical around age 60. Lunch. Everything is about balance. What to add? Add 2 to 3 crushed walnuts or almonds to a salad, soup, or vegetable meal. What makes this work? Adding nuts to your main meal helps your body absorb nutrients. Nuts are good for you because they provide healthy fats that help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K from plants. For instance, eating spinach salad with walnuts can help you get extra vitamin K and lutein, which are good for your bones and eyes. Cultural knowledge. People in the Mediterranean consume nuts with meals virtually all the time, not as snacks. This keeps the serving small and makes digestion easier. Smart snack in the afternoon, optional what to eat. A little cup of yogurt without sugar. 3 to 4 hazelnuts. Either crushed or chopped. Why this works? Yogurt has probiotics that are good for your intestines. Hazelnuts have B vitamins that help keep your mood stable and give you energy. They make a tasty snack that won't make your blood sugar go up or make you feel heavy. Mini story. Mr. Johnson, 72, from Florida, said that changing from cookies to yogurt with chopped hazelnuts helped him lose 8 pounds in 3 months and made his stomach feel much better. Evening. What not to do things you shouldn't do. Don't eat a lot of nuts before bed. Don't eat salted roasted mixtures while you watch TV. Why? Nuts are high in protein and fat, which makes digestion take longer. Eating them late at night might cause acid reflux, trouble sleeping, and even trips to the toilet at night because of the extra salt. Better choice. If you want something in the evening, drink chamomile tea or warm milk. Put your nuts away until later in the day when your body can use their energy. Golden daily portions, simple to remember. 5 almonds that have been soaked, 1 walnut, 3 to 4 hazelnuts, or 5 pistachios. You can have 1 more walnut or a handful of almonds during lunch. That's all you need. Think of it as a natural multivitamin you take every day. Which of these routines seems most doable for you? Soaking almonds in the morning, eating pistachios with fruit in the middle of the morning, or adding walnuts at lunch? Write your answer below. You might encourage another senior to try it too, now that you know the safe daily routine. Let's continue with the last golden rules. The do's and don'ts for seniors when it comes to nuts. These restrictions could mean the difference between nuts helping your body heal or hurting it without you knowing. Final warnings and important rules. You should now know that nuts can be quite good for your health beyond 60, but only if you eat them the appropriate way. To finish this loop, these are the golden rules that every older person should observe. Consider them to be your nut commandments. The first rule is to never depend on salted or roasted nuts. Why? Salt makes blood pressure go up and swelling worse, and roasting at high heat destroys sensitive oils and antioxidants. For example, a cup of salted mixed nuts from the store may look safe, but it can include 800 milligrams of sodium, which is more than half of what seniors should take in a day. That's a lot of salt, like eating a whole bag of chips. A better choice is to eat them raw or mildly dry roasted at home, and they should always be unsalted. Quick question, do you buy salted nuts in bulk or look for raw nuts? This one change could make your heart healthier. Golden rule number 2. Watch how much you eat. Why? Nuts are high in calories and nutrients. Eating too much can make you gain weight, make your diabetes worse, and put stress on your joints. To help you remember, picture your fist closed. The most nuts you should eat in a day, and even less would be better. A better choice is to measure in the morning. You are done for the day once you finish your meal. Mr. Leonard, 74, from Manchester, started putting his daily nuts in a little container ahead of time. He stated it kept him from mindlessly munching and helped him drop 6 pounds in 2 months. Golden rule number 3. Soak to help your body digest and absorb better. Why? Soaking makes nuts easier to digest by breaking down anti-nutrients like phytic acid and softening fiber. When seniors eat soaked almonds or walnuts, they often feel less bloated and heavy. A better option is to soak almonds and walnuts overnight. Peel the almonds if you can, and consume them for breakfast. Cultural wisdom, Ayurveda, Mediterranean, and Middle Eastern traditions all say that you shouldn't eat nuts raw and dry in big amounts. Instead, you should soak them or mix them with other meals. Golden rule number 4. Stay away from or limit higher-risk nuts. Peanuts. They can cause inflammation, mold, and should only be eaten on rare occasions. Cashews. They have a lot of oxalates, which might be bad for your kidneys. Macadamias. Too much fat for people with sensitive stomachs. Brazil nuts. Only 1 to 2 a week. Too many can induce selenium overdose. Question for reflection. Which of these 4 do you eat the most right now? Will you cut back on them or get rid of them after today? Golden rule number 5. The timing is everything. The optimal time is in the morning and at noon. Nuts provide you energy and help you remember things when your digestion is at its best. Nighttime is the worst time. Eating nuts before bed can make you have heartburn, indigestion, and trouble sleeping. Better choice? Soak almonds and walnuts overnight and eat them in the morning. Add pistachios or hazelnuts to your lunch or mid-morning snack. Golden rule. #6. Don't just snack. Pair wisely. Eating nuts with other things helps them digest better. Almonds and muesli. Apples or pears with walnuts. Yogurt with pistachios. Don't eat nuts with alcohol or sugary sweets, including nut brittle or chocolate mixtures. The sugar and alcohol cancel out the good effects and put a lot of stress on your liver. Last chance recap. Easy to remember. Not salted. Small amounts. Soaked when you can. Don't eat peanuts, cashews, or macadamia nuts, and only eat Brazil nuts in small amounts. Don't eat at night. Eat in the morning. Don't mix with junk food. Mix with whole foods. Question. If you were to pick just one guideline to follow today, would it be to soak your food, restrict your portions, or stay away from salted nuts? Please leave your answer below. I'm interested in what most seniors will put first. Let's put everything we've spoken about together now that we've talked about the hidden hazards, the safer approaches, and the golden guidelines. In the end, I'll offer you a warm summary and one more reminder that simple changes you make every day, like how you eat your nuts, can make you healthier, brighter, and happier in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. We talked about a lot today, so let's put it all together. First, we learned that nuts are commonly termed superfoods, but beyond age 60, your body processes them differently. Your digestion slows down, your kidneys don't filter as well, and your bones and joints need extra care. That implies that the same amount of nuts that gave you energy when you were 30 can suddenly make you feel bloated, hurt your kidneys, or induce inflammation when you're 65. Next, we looked at the 4 common mistakes seniors make with nuts that might be dangerous. 1. Eating roasted and salted nuts, which hurts healthy oils and gives you too much sodium. 2. Eating nuts when your stomach is empty might slow down digestion and create acid reflux. 3. Eating too many nuts because you think healthy means unlimited, when in fact the calories and fat can be bad for you. 4. Not soaking nuts means missing out on higher mineral absorption and easier digestion. Next, we looked at the 4 nuts that seniors should stay away from or only eat in small amounts. Peanuts, which can cause inflammation and mold. Cashews high in oxalates, which can cause kidney stones. Macadamia is too fatty to digest slowly. Brazil nuts too much selenium in just 2 to 3 nuts. But it's not all bad news. You also learned safer methods to eat nuts. For example, soaked almonds are good for bones and memory. Walnuts are good for the brain and heart. Pistachios are good for blood sugar. And hazelnuts are good for nerve health. The secret is to eat little amounts at the proper times morning and noon, not night, and to eat nuts with other foods like fruit, muesli, or yogurt. After that, we look to cultural knowledge for help, such Indian almonds soaked in water, Mediterranean walnuts with salad, and Japanese nuts with green tea. And you know what? These traditional customs are backed up by science. Small amounts, careful cooking, and strategic combinations. Finally, we sealed it all with the golden rules. No salt, soak, quantity management. Only a few dangerous nuts, eat at the proper time, and always match carefully. The question for you now is, what change will you make today? Will you soak your almonds? Will you trade raw nuts for roasted and salted ones? Or will you eat fewer peanuts and cashews? I'd love to know which golden rule you'll follow first, so please leave your answer in the comments. Please like this video and share it with your friends and family if it benefited you. And most essential, don't forget to subscribe. This channel is only for older people. Every week, we give you natural cures, health recommendations, and lifestyle changes that are meant to keep your heart safe, make your bones stronger, make your memory better, make your digestion better, and give you more energy after 60. If you sign up, you'll never miss tips that can help you live a healthier, happier, and more independent life after 60. So hit that subscribe button and join our expanding community of seniors who understand that aging doesn't mean slowing down, it means living wiser. Take care of yourself and be happy. I'll see you in the next video.